Hello, everyone. It's the USOSA Pro Unitate podcast collaboration between USOSA and TNN, the New Nigerian. Our guest today is David Okarevu. I hope I pronounced that right. And he's an accomplished and result-driven professional who is currently serving as Director, Planning, Research and Statistics, Management Information Systems at the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC in Nigeria. He's an USOSAN. He is accomplished, he's result-driven, he's a professional with extensive experience in strategic planning, project management, performance management, budgeting, and operational oversight. He's got a career spanning 3 decades, so over 30 years. It's a lot of experience. Again, in an USOSAN. Like we say, we like to showcase our successes. Chioma, please.
I would just, while you're introducing, I would just like to add, well, why are you denying the schools of celebrating that person? He's from FGC Odogbolu.
Thank you.
And he's currently the leader for USOSANs in Port Harcourt.
Wow.
So I think we'll just jump right straight to it. So I would just want to know why USOSA, why you're so committed. One of the things that stands out for you as a USOSAN, or okay, let's even take it back to history. Why USOSA? When did you get involved with USOSA? Can you just tell us a bit of what, why you're so interested and so committed to USOSA?
Well, thank you very much, Chioma and David, for having me here. I could say my journey with USOSA started over 4 decades ago. 5 decades ago, actually, about 5 decades when I got into Federal Government College Odogbolu. When we got in, we found out that people came from all over the country called Nigeria, from different backgrounds. Some came from very rich families, some came from very poor families, some came from the suburbs, from the villages, some came from the cities. But we discovered that there's something, a thread that runs through all of us. We're all human beings. And there was this love that we have for ourselves as young students in Federal Government College Odogbolu. When we came in, when we were from one, we just loved ourselves, irrespective of what your background was. And that's what I could say is driving my passion for USOSA. Because I realized that Nigerians, we are just the same. Wherever we're from, north, south, east, west, we are the same people. We can love ourselves, we can love our country, we can do so much for ourselves, we can excel whatever we do. We can live without any bit of hatred, any bit of tribalism or anything. We can live and do well, and that's the only way the country can grow. So I had that in me, and I'm happy, I will tell you. It has driven everything I've done in life, and I don't have a single bit of regret. And I wish I could do more. That's what is driving my passion in USOSA today.
So, you have a passion about mentoring, leadership development, and continuous learning. In your experience, how did that passion come about? Give us a small, brief story about something that happened in Odogbolu that directed you in that direction of mentoring and leadership.
Okay, the simple one I could relate to right now is the game of chess. When I went from 2 in Odogbolu, later part of from 2, like from 2 third term, so seniors just came and said, we should be able to play chess. As young men, we said we can't play. They said, no, they must teach us how to play chess. And I could remember that they said, chess is everything about life. Once you can play chess, everything will come easy for you. And I could tell you the truth. I could play chess, and I played very well. Everything became very easy for me to understand in life. No matter what it is, no matter the problem you have at workplace, at everywhere, this played a great role in my life. I could easily analyze these things. I could easily know how to move forward. I don't believe that there's any problem that doesn't have a solution. So I chose to put that in the minds of younger people, my children, my younger ones. I keep on talking about mentoring people. Everywhere I go to, I want to tell them, I want to show them the good part of life, what they can do going forward. I want to tell them how it's easy for them to move ahead. I want to tell them not to consider anything an obstacle in their life. They should just see it as a stepping stone and move to the next level. No matter how difficult a game of chess is, if you play it and you relax and play it very well, you will find that you could have made some mistakes, and then you try and correct yourself in the next game, the next game. You know, chess is the only game that you're actually playing against, somebody else's mind, and you are thinking of what to do next, what to do. So that, for me, is the basis of what I've been doing. And I think mentoring is what I continue to do today. And I believe in continuous learning. Continuous learning, you don't stop learning. The day you stop learning is the day you are dead. The day you're going to die. Just believe that you don't know everything in this world. This world is very big. I've done everything. I've done my first degree. I did some masters. I did some training. A couple of years ago, about 2 years ago, I just said, let me just do a PhD in strategic management. I've started it. I'm supposed to get my degrees anytime from now this year. I just feel, let's learn. I'm doing the PhD. I could learn some new things I never thought about in strategic management and planning. So I believe learning is a continuous thing that you keep on doing till you give up. So that's it. That's what I like to do.
Absolutely. I have a few friends who went to Odogbolu. For example, the Dr. Egie Emovon, Dr. Eki Emovon. They were both Odogbolu alumni. They are both Odogbolu alumni. They progressed very well in their careers, just as you have. However, in meeting with the vision of the current leadership in USOSA, what can USOSA do better? Where do you think we should direct our energies?
I think our energy should go to getting the young people interested in this experiment called Unity Schools, USOSA. Because the young people they didn't have what we had when we were in school. When we were in the secondary school, over 30, 40 years ago, we had among the best schools in the country then. But the young people went to a federal college that has been depleted. They don't have teachers. They don't feed them well. They don't have the games that we used to have then. They don't even travel amongst themselves to play games against themselves. They don't have what we had then when we were in federal colleges. So when they come out, they have very little interest in the school. They have very little interest in the unity of Nigeria. Nigeria was not like this when we were in school. People could be in Port Harcourt and went to school in Maiduguri. They would take the train, and they were happy students. People could be I have friends that were from the north, David Katuka, Umaru Tanko. They all came down to Odogbolu to come and school. Eke Movon then came into Odogbolu to school. All of us were friends, and we are still friends till today. We can understand what it is that Nigeria gave us then. And we can appreciate it because it made life easy for us. We could, anywhere we go, we could mingle easily. And a lot of us grew up without these biases. We never saw anybody, you're from the north or you're from the east, you're a bad person. No, we saw ourselves as brothers and sisters, wherever we are. So the young people, so you should start now. We should focus on these young people and say, how can we give this, how can we pass on this torch to them, this vision to them, to make them understand that this country can be a beautiful country, that what is going on now does not represent Nigeria. All this militancy going on in the south, kidnapping going on in the north, headsmen or all these things, that does not represent us as Nigerians. We are a loving people, wherever we are. So we must keep on passing that on to the younger ones to make them understand that yes, you could have had a rough time in secondary school, even in university, even in youth service, but we can still make Nigeria work as a country. So it now behaves on USOSA to pass that message on. Now we are opening USOSA in cities, and we are getting younger people on our side, and they are all very happy. They love what they are seeing. They are seeing seniors, and they say, "Wow!" I could tell you a story. Somebody from Odogbolu.
Sorry, Dave. Can I just, obviously, I'll edit this out when we do the editing. We need you to put the camera more to the, yes, spot on. So continue from where you stopped. A story in Odogbolu. Thank you.
Okay, I will tell you something happened. A young man went to Odogbolu, a school in Odogbolu. I think his school in Odogbolu, he left 1994 also from Odogbolu. He went to school in University of Benin. He was posted to Port Harcourt to come and do youth service. When he came to Port Harcourt to do youth service, he didn't know anybody in Port Harcourt, really. Though he had a sister that was somewhere in Port Harcourt, he didn't know what to do. But we were there on ground. Federal Government College, Odogbolu Old Student Association, Port Harcourt chapter was there on ground. We met them in the camp, the youth service camp. And we told them we exist. When they came out of camp, they looked for us and were like their family they had. All of them that came to serve in Port Harcourt were the family they had. And then I was the chapter chairman of Odogbolu Old Students in Port Harcourt. My house was the hub for meetings. Every last Sunday of the month or something. This young man used to come to my house. He not turned it to be every Sunday. He would come to my house and stay with me. And my wife was there. We met my wife, feed, they would eat, all of us would be there. This young man told people later on, because now that young man is a billionaire. Wow. He's into oil and gas, running a major oil and gas firm. Now, he told people that anytime he hears about Old Students Association of Odogbolu or USOSA, and they say they need anything, he's ready to give. He's ready to be part of it, because what happened to him when he came for this service was phenomenal.
Wow.
That's his experience then still live within to today, that people can come and take you from. They don't know you. They were like, I left school in 1981. He left school in 1994. So we never met in school. But we took him in as family because we belong to the same group of Old Student Association of a Unity School. And that has played a very important role in his life. And tomorrow, he's one person we'll fall back on whenever we are doing anything and say, support USOSA. So he's a convert. What I'm trying to say that we can have more converts, we can have more people like that. The way we behave towards them will convert them to believe that this is an experiment done by government that has succeeded and must keep on succeeding. That's my take. That's what I think USOSA should do. Work on the youth, the younger generation. Not dwell too much on the older ones. The older ones are already converts because we're there when it happened. We saw everything. We saw the good life. We saw whatever it was. We saw, when when we close from school, they give us transport to go back to wherever we're living. You know, they used to give us good food to eat. And we saw the good life and saw that Nigeria was very good to us as people then. But these children, these other children, they didn't see it. From the 2000 downwards, they didn't see that kind of life because Nigeria was getting difficult and tough. So that didn't happen. So we must give them that hope that is not, the intention was to make those schools model schools and to make you model people whereby you love yourselves, irrespective of where you come from, irrespective of whether you're. We used to have some people from Namibia in my school. I could remember them, so we loved them, and it was just, we're just kids that we don't believe that every human being deserves to express love and to receive love from people. So that's what we believe in, and it took us, and that's why we don't live with any hatred now. We don't believe that we should hate somebody because he comes from this part of the country, or because it's not from my place, so it's not good. No, we believe you are good. Whoever you are, we'll give you the opportunity, and then you'll be able to do well. So I believe that USOSANs should focus more on the youths, on the younger ones. We must focus so much on them.
Absolutely. The youth. I'll cede the floor to you in 1 second, Chioma. I just want to plead with Davies here to get his billionaire USOSAN to come on the show. Come and give our people a bit of mentorship. Let them know his life story. See if anybody can learn from it. Chioma.
Yes. That's it. So part of what this podcast is supposed to achieve is hearing from the older generation and also hearing testimonies like what he gave. It would be nice for the younger people to also tell their experiences. I have 2 questions really. So I'm just going to take him back a bit to Odogbolu and the chess. In the course of these interviews, we have seen people who are willing to go back and establish the sports that they were interested in while in school. You've heard basketball, we've heard cricket, and so I'm just wondering, seeing what chess has done for you, do you have any plans of ensuring that the people there can also take, because I think it's faster when you're younger to embrace those kind of changes. They just said you needed to learn chess and you learned it. Is there a plan to establish that sort of thing in Odogbolu? And maybe later we can take it to other schools.
Yeah, we have already started. I've donated chess boards, chess clocks, and everything to Odogbolu. We started actually sponsoring the game of chess in Odogbolu. We've been doing that since. It's not something we want to start now. We've been doing it, and our students went out and won laurels, and they post it to me every time they win laurels. When they play in games, in national tournaments, they've been winning laurels, and they give me they give me feedback on what they are doing. So I support them more. I place prizes for them and everything, and not just Odogbolu now. I even try to run it in a Port Harcourt club, even within Port Harcourt, to look at young children, young students, to help them to develop the game of chess, because I played chess to the national level a bit before I slowed down.
Wow.
So it's something that I try to tell every child to embrace as much as. So I've been supporting it in Odogbolu, and I just encourage other people to support it, those that actually benefited from the game, because we all benefited from it.
Absolutely. Chioma?
Okay, so that's my first question. The second one, USOSANs resident in cities. I remember when the USOSANs resident in cities, it was starting, it was a bit controversial. People just wanted to stay within their OSAs, their OGAs, and then Port Harcourt took it upon themselves to model USOSANs in cities. I just want to share the benefits And what can we do? What can USOSA do to make it better? And we can model in other cities, because to a great fact, I think Port Harcourt is the model city for now, because they have gotten it, should I say 80% right. What can we do to ensure that the benefits go across other cities, and to also improve it? Because I know that it can always be improved.
Okay, yes. USOSA City is actually a novel idea that came up after the plenary in Port Harcourt, because we had the plenary in Port Harcourt in 2018, and then we found out that we came together from different schools to organize this plenary in Port Harcourt. And we discovered that, imagine we're doing USOSA, but we wouldn't know that the man next door to you in the office is actually USOSAN, because he will be attending the meeting of his OSA, FGC something, Old Student Association. You are attending your own, but you people never had a meeting ground because you're from two different. So we now said, why not let's come together and put life to USOSA in that city. Let's know ourselves, let's start working with ourselves, and the benefit has been enormous for us. We know ourselves now, we relate to ourselves as if we're all in, and we found out something. We could relate easier, because it's like there's a thread that just runs through all of us. So we could relate easier to ourselves. And then we got ourselves together. We started holding meetings, holding this, enjoying ourselves, going on. But most importantly, what we're trying to do is to, one, mentor the younger ones and help as much as possible the welfare of our members, and then get ourselves living as a community and build up a decentralized group of people within the city. Because the city you always have people from every part of the country living in the city. But we are the USOSANs. When we have our function, we have people from the east, people from the north, people from the west, people from the south, amongst us, and we move around easily. So that's what we try to do. That's what we try to achieve, which I think we're achieving. Now, how can other cities do it? Other cities can do it. All we need is just to have some leaders within the city that would decide that, hey, we want to start meeting ourselves and rubbing minds. Some cities are already getting it right now. Uyo, some cities around us are doing it. Lagos is trying to get down to it. Abuja is trying to get to it. Everybody's trying to copy the model that we have in Port Harcourt, and it's working perfectly for them. Yeah, we can do better. Of course, we can do better, because first thing we need to do as USOSA is that we need to bring USOSA cities into the USOSA constitution to be recognized by USOSA as an organ in USOSA's template. Because the way it is now is not within the constitution of USOSA. So people don't realize that it's actually something that we must take very seriously. And what we put it as an organ within USOSA, we can now talk about things like how do we appoint the leaders? How do we elect the leaders? How do we get people that run the thing? What are they doing? How would they plan to do things? Projects, how would they plan to do things for USOSA? How would they support the schools within their city? Like in Port Harcourt, we have two schools, Abuloma and FGC Abuloma and FGC Port Harcourt. USOSAs in Port Harcourt should start supporting those schools. We want to support the schools where we come from, which is the school where we went to, which is far away. But you are living in a city that have federal government colleges. So the first thing you need to do as USOSA in that city is you must start supporting those schools. With that, the whole experiment will only get better. So I think by the time we can get so many cities, I think by the time we can get so many cities, we will have done. USOSA will have moved to the next level. If we can get so many cities function. Now we have USOSA in over 30 to 40 cities now on WhatsApp. But by the time we have it on ground, we will know that we are making good progress in USOSA.
Absolutely correct. You've literally sorry, go on, Chioma.
Sorry, I just is an appeal, since this is a conversation that we're having.
Of course.
So Port Harcourt has a success story for USOSANs and cities. I'm just wondering if it can be documented, because it's possible to tell another person in another city, when by the time it gets to another city, the model changes. Is it possible to have this model documented so that cities begin to apply it, since it's already an established success story?
Yeah, we'll try and put something together. No, we'll try and put something together that we can share with everybody. We have documentaries that we can share, but we can put it together in maybe in any format that we can share with other cities, and they can understand the blueprint. Like I tried to share with Uyo. Uyo was going to some leadership crisis. And they met me and said, they're having this crisis. What can they do? How can they have their leadership sorted out? I told them, nobody can appoint a leader for you, because USOSANs are actually very enlightened set of people. You can't force anybody on them. Leadership must grow through the rank in USOSA. It's a natural thing in any community. If you go and put 50 people in a place to live there, a leader will come up among the 50 people. Naturally, a leader will come up. There was somewhere that everyone look at, this is our leader. He will tell us where to go. That's how it happens. It's not as if someone just appoint Mr. A as your leader, and Mr. A doesn't have the leadership qualities. USOSANs will throw you out. Because USOSANs are people that are very, very enlightened. They know what they are looking for. So we have that model. We share the model with other cities, so that people can come up and naturally they will do the things start happening. It's not rocket science. It's something that can be done easily. But I promise we will try and document something where we can share with other cities.
So this actually speaks to your, sorry, I'll cede the floor in a moment. This speaks to your competence in strategic planning and execution. Within the NDDC that you are a director in, I've just been reading a bit about your CV, and I can see that you've played a very pivotal role in the implementation and the review of the Niger Delta Regional Development Master Plan. How can we extract from you that value and bring it into SOSA? How can you share that with the USOSA leadership so that we're able to improve our strategic planning and implementation?
Yeah, thank you very much. In USOSA, you have a lot of people that have the ability to plan. Because one of the things that we're doing in Port Harcourt, we try to build leaders at all levels in Port Harcourt. We have teams, and those teams have team leaders. So we have leaders at different levels. We won't have ESCO members in Port Harcourt. Well, I discovered that all of them have something to bring on the table. So what USOSA need to do going forward, because I could tell you, this is like the beginning stage of USOSA. USOSA now has accounts, they now have national officers, They now have people coming from different cities. No longer that people in Lagos or so just stay and say they are USOSA or Abuja. You have the President General based in Abuja and Kaduna. The VPG is based in Abuja. The Secretary is based in Lagos. The Public Secretary is based in Port Harcourt. So they are from all over the country. So the next thing that I need to do is to get a group of people and say, hey, we want to set for us a 5-year development plan for USOSA. 5 years. What do we want to do? Where do we want USOSA to be in 5 years? So let this team of people sit down and craft a plan for us. And that plan will now be reviewed by everybody in USOSA. You have town hall meetings among USOSANs. They will critique the plan. They will tell you where they want to go, how the plan will go going forward. They will tell you, we look at our resources. How do we raise money? What's the plan for raising money in USOSA? Do you know USOSA can actually be a very, very rich organization because we have people all over the place. We have over 1 million members. We have so many people. We have USOSANs that are now Chief of Defense Staff is a USOSAN. That means we are looking at the top of government. The head of service in Nigeria is a USOSAN. And I must tell you something. I met these two people. They are passionate USOSAN. Just because I'm a USOSAN, they drew me in immediately.
Wow.
Chief of Defense Staff, when I met him, he was like, oh, come. Take my number. We must communicate, we must come. You see that thing in him that he has seen like his brother. Even the head of service. When I went to our office, he told me to come and sit down, that I have time for you. I have all the time for you. You're so sad, so we are the same. So we must not lose this kind of people that we have. We must use them. So if we have a plan and they accept that plan, you see, they all contribute to that plan, to contribute to the money you need. If you tell them that our plan is that in the next 5 years, we want to build certain things in all the unity schools. We want to transform the unity school to a digital environment for the school. We want to create this environment in the different schools. And that is the USOSAN project. And we require this in each of the schools to do it. Members will bring that money to be done. The guy that owns that, what's the name of that digital company? The guy that went to KC.
Wowby.
That owns Wowby, yes. That went to King's College. He told me that we can do it. We can digitalize all the classrooms. Sets can pick up, classrooms and say, the set of 1990 this, we want to turn this classroom to a digital environment. It will cost you this, and then they'll raise the money and they'll do it. That before you know it, it will be easy. We just do it because we must support federal government to run these schools. Federal government cannot run these schools alone. The OSAs are of age now. They should support their schools anyhow they can. So I believe that all must fall within a plan. And as the saying goes, whatever gets written gets done. So we must put a written plan. What's our written plan for it? It shouldn't be in our heads. We shouldn't be carrying plans in our heads that's what we want for USOSA. We must have a book called USOSA in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 20 years. There must be something like that. And it must be crafted by a team. Just set up a team. 20 people, 30 people, they work. When they come up with the plan, the ESCO with the plan across the BOT, across member, across OSA, when it's accepted, it becomes a plan, a running plan that you start to run. You review it, maybe every 5 years, every 3 years, you review that plan. And then it becomes workable for you.
Chioma, you hear something you must take to the leadership immediately. A committee should be set up to try and execute. I'll cede the floor to you again, Chioma. I have a couple more interesting questions to ask, but I'll allow
Go
you.
ahead. Go ahead.
All
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I was just thinking on what he said. He mentioned WhatsApp. He said we have over 30 groups in WhatsApp. Now, part of the President General's drive at the moment is technology, and he's gone in partnership with Alumni Hub. Alumni Hub is meant to be the one stop for all USOSANs. Rather than having 30 groups, you have one single block, you have one single group, so that the message passed from USOSA leadership directly flows to every USOSAN instead of being disseminated in 30 different groups. We've encouraged Odogbolu to join the party, sign up their leadership. How can you help drive this? It will fulfill part of President General's technological drive. How can you link the gentleman you just mentioned, who is also a technology guru, to Alumni Hub, see how they can develop it even further? These are just a few interesting questions I thought I'd pose to you.
Yeah, I was in one of the NEC meetings where they came to make presentations. That's Alumni Hub came. Even Wabi too is a partner of USOSA. He's partnered with USOSA already. So we have we have all these resources in house. So I think what we need to do more is that USOSA needs to develop the communication strategy very well about all these things they are doing. Even if the leadership has that kind of plan to go this route, there should be a communication strategy how to reach out to the different OSAs and different cities to key into. Because I know the guy mentioned, it was just once I listened to that Alumni Hub guy. He came in, he mentioned on how we can all be on that platform, that you have the different schools linked to that platform and everything like that. So we all, I thought it was interesting, but I know you need to do another one. You need to do several of such publicity and enlightenment, so that people will really understand what they are talking about. Being on the different platforms now, city platforms. Yeah, all the city platforms can sit on that Alumni Hub, all of them. Because when you're completing your form, if you fill the form, I'm just thinking out. If you fill in the form and you put it, when they say residence, city of residence, and you put Port Harcourt, automatically he joins you to Port Harcourt subgroup within that Alumni Hub. If you put school Odogbolu, it takes you straight to Odogbolu and joins you there. So all of it can exist within that hub. It's not, you don't have to go and create something differently. And more so, it might be a secured environment. Not like WhatsApp, that is not a secured environment really. But this will be a secured environment, and people can thrive in it and can become something very, very stable. I know schools abroad, they have certain things about all of them. They are in a secure environment and they can all relate to themselves. They can use the platform to do networking, to get information they require from anybody. So it's something that definitely will work in Nigeria. But the communication strategy must be such that people must understand what you're trying to do. So you might think that you're doing something good, but people don't understand it, so people don't want to do it. People don't want to. People don't see it as something that we should rush into and do. But I think we definitely have to do that. We will try and get more people into it. I discovered that even USOSA, we need to do this drive within our different OSAs to get people to be interested in USOSA. There must be this drive for people to be interested in USOSA. In my own school, the interest is just growing. The USOSA interest is growing. Because initially there was this backlash. My school said that why should we belong to USOSA? These people, they felt they were like being told to join something external. We have to explain to them that it's all of us, we're all part of it. It's nothing external to us, we're all part of it. This is what we've been doing by attending unity school. You are part of a bigger environment. And we made our schools understand that there are things that we cannot drive as a school student, but USOSA can drive it for all of us. Because we cannot go and tamper with policy change in the Ministry of Environment as a school. But USOSA can drive it as a body to get that policy to be changed to be what we are all comfortable with. If I go there as the president of FGC Odogbolu, I go to Federal Ministry of Education, they will not change any policy because of me. But if the President General of USOSA goes there and says, hey, we've discussed in USOSA, that's all the unity school we've discussed, and we say this policy has to be changed, I think the Minister of Education will listen to him and will say, well, if we change this policy, it will, won't have any backlash because it's coming from all the unity schools President General. So we'll be carrying that messages to them to tell them we must all lash into USOSA. And many schools are not. In Port Harcourt, I see many people that went to Abuloma or Port Harcourt, but they're not part of USOSA in Port Harcourt. So, but we keep on carrying the message because they ask, what is different between if I belong to my school, belong to USOSA? There's a difference. You must belong to USOSA because you went to the unity school, and the idea is that you're not alone. It's not just your school. You have other schools. You have Maiduguri. I have people from Maiduguri, from Kano, from everywhere. Part of us, wonderful people, and they just look like people that went to Odogbolu. They just look like us, and we become friends. And they are very talented people, very gifted people. I mean, a lot of them are wonderful managers of resources, because we do that in Port Harcourt a lot. When we have occasions, when we have activities, we rotate the chairmanship, and we begin at the best in all of them, and we see that they have what it takes to do that. So we must first go back again. We need to go back to the OSAs and drive the OSAs so that they can all recognize, part of USOSA in any cities they are. And with that, USOSA will definitely grow.
So it's a conversation, right, Chioma? We'd like you to ask USOSA or TNN anything you want. Let's also respond to you.
Well, we've been talking about what we want USOSA to do. Well, USOSA is doing well. USOSA, I don't see USOSA from the days of Abatukumagba. USOSA has grown. For the days of Abatukumagba, it was just USOSA just existed in the leadership. You had leaders of USOSA. That's all you had. You didn't have people in cities that could say they are part of USOSA. But now you have them in different cities. You have them in Lagos. For the first time last year, in December, Lagos had their end of year big party in Lagos. End of year cultural, whatever they had it in Lagos. Port Harcourt had an end of year dance party. Abuja had an end of year big party. You saw all USOSA events. That's the first time that the three cities will be having that in December. Port Harcourt has been having theirs for the past 6-7 years. But the first time, everybody. So, if all the cities are having those kind of activities at the end of the year, it will really bring a meaning to USOSA, in the different cities. So it won't just be USOSA on paper. So they've come a long way from when we had those leadership of before. They've done very well. The vision of the ESCO from the past PG, which is Lawrence Wilbert, by saying that he wants the USOSA City project to grow to the current PG, Magaji, who is driving that to pushing the cities solving crisis. Because when you have people like you have some bit of conflicts and everything, and it's been going around trying to resolve those things and trying to get it. So they are doing very well. They're doing quite good. It's just that they need to do better and encourage the ESCO members to be able to do better. Because I want to see like the financial secretary sit down now and draw up his financial plan for the year. Not just how to spend money, but how to get money for the year and grow the pause. Because if you don't have money, it's just like you can't really run any association when you don't have money.
Absolutely.
So you should sit down and tell the PG, I have a plan for this year. This is how I want to raise this money. We have captains of industries in USOSA. We have MD of many institutions in this country that are USOSANs. They will definitely be able to pull together money for us to run our body on their own or through their organizations. We want to have events. We should have those companies that are ready to support this. This kind of plans. This kind of plans should be set by the finance secretary. So when you're taking this kind of push, you should know that it's serious work you're going to do. Then the suggestion. Somebody told me one time, which I think USOSA should do that we should have a platform for prominent USOSANs. Prominent USOSANs means that when you have USOSANs in some kind of levels in government, ministers, MDs of some companies, those kind of things, you can put them in a platform. What are they supposed to do? They will be the one that will sit down and say, USOSA needs 100 million. Let's raise it for them. They will talk among themselves and they will go and raise it and give it to USOSA. Because when they are on these common platforms that you have so many other people, they don't want to talk. They don't want anybody to insult them. They'll just be there. They don't even say anything. So I'm sure if you put them together.
From my understanding of Alumni Hub, you can actually create what you're talking about within Alumni Hub. So they have their own exclusive prominent people group within Alumni Hub. With regards to the financial secretary speaking on budgets and all of that, Chioma here is our publicity secretary. She can speak to publicity. Chioma, please speak to publicity.
Publicity of the Alumni Hub?
Yes, of the association itself. Yes, the plans, the reason why we're doing this, our avenues to raising money, which includes soliciting people like Davies. Speak to that.
So one of the reasons why the podcast, Initiative podcast, is to tell our success stories, like we're hearing from him this evening, and we've heard from previous people tell the stories of being a young boy, a young girl that left the school to this point, the journey, so that other people can pick up from it. So, and of course, it requires support, your support. When I mean you, I'm not talking to our guest, I'm talking to all the audience. By clicking on the platforms, by sharing, for each click, you're helping us project this and also be able to get funds that will sustain this vision. And that's why I'm always grateful to TNN for this collaboration, because it has created this platform to create new Nigerians, and who better to showcase the Nigerian brand than USOSANs. So I think that we're on the right track and we need your support.
Absolutely. So Davies, we do need your support. The target is to be as big as CNN, to be as big as Arise, to have our success stories like yourself advertised to Nigerians, so Nigerians can believe in the unity of one Nigeria. Nigerians can appreciate the reason why unity schools were formed. Someone asked the question, who are we? We were brought from, like you said, the north, east, south, west, put together, we did not discriminate. And that was in essence or in aid of building a united Nigeria. We can talk about all the troubles, all the issues, but the truth is we are still USOSANs and we are diverse. And with people like you supporting us, which we will always solicit, I'm sure you'll get a letter from Publicity or the SecGen eventually soliciting to improve the Pro Unitate podcast, to improve the welfare of USOSA as a body. We're grateful for your time. It's not easy to...
I think we before we let him go
on.
What Carnival is coming up in Port Harcourt?
Interesting.
Who is the leader of USOSANs in Port Harcourt? What are we expecting from the Sports Carnival?
Well, we want to do a very good sports carnival for USOSA. I've attended the one in Lagos, the one in Abuja. And so now we have the experience of what Lagos has done, Abuja has done. We'll try our best possible to do something that USOSA will know that we are improving on what was done before. We're going to try and hold the games, and we try and get so many USOSAs to participate. And then we'll make it a very lively thing. It should be like a real sports festival. Incidentally, it's coming just after the Niger Delta Sports Festival.
Wow. So
we'll have our USOSA festival in Port Harcourt. It will be something that we'll like, and we'll have a good time. We're trying to put something like that together. We know it's not easy because we have to get the participants, we have to get the venues, we have to get everything we need to do. We must raise money and do it and everything, but we will be up to it. We will do what we can do, and we're sure that we'll be able to deliver a good national event that everybody can come to and have a good time and go. What we can guarantee is that people that come, they will have a good time. They will have... We'll pick them up from the airport, unlike those other cities that they just you find your way. We won't do that. In Port Harcourt, we'll pick from the airport. We'll make sure that you get to where you want to stay, and then we'll make sure that you will like the ambience of the town, and we'll try and get a good venue. We'll enjoy ourselves while doing the games. That's it. So we're going to have a lot of games, and we'll make sure that all the games will have the prominence that the desire. We'll have a couple of venues, not just one venue, but the finals will be in one venue, which is the stadium, but the other sports might have taken place some days before that day. But it's going to be a very good event. I can guarantee you that.
Chioma.
Maybe I think we've run out of time.
We have.
So, yes, please.
There's 1 hour.
Let me take this opportunity to thank you, Davies, for being a part. In fact, you're the pioneer of the Pro Unitate podcast. We're grateful for your time. Again, we will always seek your knowledge, your experience, your support in improving the platform, in improving USOSA, in improving Nigeria. What we're going to do is we let the audience go, share a brief minute or two with you privately, and then we can call it a day. All right? To the TNN USOSA Pro Unitate audience, is getting more interesting. Great characters are coming up. You know the history of USOSA already. If you haven't, go to our YouTube channels, go to our Facebook pages, go to our Instagram pages. You will see the history of USOSA, how it was created, when it was created, and then you will hear success stories like that of our guest on this episode. Remember to click the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. When you do this, it's always a support for the platform. We're grateful for your audience again, and thank you very much. Have a good evening, people.